What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Platinum Podcast, where we talk about all things gaming, all things PlayStation, and all things trophies. This is episode 32 of the Platinum Podcast, and it is the first one of 2022. I am joined today by my handsome as ever co-host, Joel, also known as GuyFarruski. How are you today, Joel?
Feeling shy now. Feeling shy.
Why so shy?
You're calling me handsome all the time. It's
Got to butter you up, get you ready for the podcast. Excellent. How are you anyway? You ready for our first podcast of 2022?
Ready. More than ready. It's been a long time.
Well, it's been a couple of weeks. We try and do it every 3 to 4 weeks. And today we're going to talk about a few different things. But with it being the first, we're going to talk about some goals of ours, some trophy hunting goals, some gaming goals. Maybe get a little bit deep, some channel goals, some life goals, and you can all share your goals as well with us. But before we get into that, what games have we been playing, Joel?
First of all, I had room service.
Here's a sandwich. That was so
sandwich
well
room
timed.
service, and I'll tell you why. Because of Platinum Devil May Cry 5.
This is old news now.
Ever since I Platinum Devil May Cry 5, things have just been great. I've just turned into a celebrity, basically.
Do cars just stop when you're about to cross the road and just let you pass, like you part the sea?
They don't even stop when I'm about to cross the road. They'll just stop.
Whenever you leave, whenever they see you?
Whenever they see me, just literally, it's just, the world just stops.
Wow, that's amazing. And then people just bring you sandwiches as well.
All the time. Like, literally going to work and people are just like, oh, wait, Baruski. They just throw food at me. You know, like in the concerts where like women used to throw underwear. It's like, It's just food at me. Like,
just sandwiches and burritos.
Yeah, tomatoes, apples. I'm not sure if it's like because they like me or because they hate me, you know, when they're like booing people off stage.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what I would be doing, to be fair.
I'll take it.
If you're in this room with me now, I'd probably throw something at you to boo you off, to boo you out of the room. But here we are. Well, anyway, before you eat your sandwich, tell me what games you've been playing.
I've been actually playing GTA 5 lately.
Oh.
On that grind again, the PS4 version.
I thought you've done all the online, haven't you?
I've done all the online.
Mm-hmm.
Massive shout out to Lewis, also called Lewis.
Oh, what a name!
Must be a legendary name for legendary people. But yeah, massive help from Lewis. He helped me a lot with the experience points and the missions and stuff to get the awards. So all the online's done. So all I have to do now is concentrate on the single player, which I can do whenever.
Have you done the flying bit? Don't you have to fly into all these bridges?
I have to do basically everything. I didn't upload my save back in the day, so start from scratch.
And is that it? Is that all you've been playing?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, I've been playing so many games. I feel like we haven't had this chat in like 4 weeks. I've played like 10 games since our last conversation.
4 weeks. Well, like people have probably known because I've posted like all the platinums I popped. So I popped like Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed Unity, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Bravo!
But it's been mostly GTA 5 lately.
Grind, that backlog grind. It comes a point where I lose interest in wanting to keep grinding out trophies these days. I'm like, I just can't keep doing it, man.
It's a curse.
It is.
I'll probably get to that point because I never hardcore trophy hunted as much as you did. Let's keep that in mind. Like you used to be proper hardcore with your platinums. I never got to that point. I'm kind of like take it easy with it, and I kind of platinum a game at a time. Whilst you were like
hardcore. Just
when
when
you were chasing those leaderboards, it was brutal.
And I was chasing just like putting in my bank details to buy the next easy game. It was like ching ching ching. Next one. 2 minutes later. Next one.
I love that you used an Xbox controller for that as well.
I didn't think you'd notice. Oh, you can see there.
I can see there's no light on the top.
It's only one that I could reach in such short notice. Fair play.
Yeah. What have you been playing though?
Quite a few things, I have to say. So obviously, if you've watched any of my more recent videos, I got an Xbox, and on there I've been playing a bit of Halo Infinite. Having a good time with that one. Only been playing with my brother. I'm terrible at it. I haven't played a first-person shooter game in like 5 years, so I just kind of run around like a dope and just get hit in the back or shot from like a mile away by some camping guy. I didn't even realize camping on Halo was a thing, but it is.
I think it's just a thing for every FPS.
Yeah,
there's always campers.
So I'll be getting completely yarked.
Main question with that is: are you achievement hunting as well,
nah,
or just playing for fun?
Totally just playing. Only just playing for fun. I download loads of different games from Game Pass, like Phoenix Point, which is a new game made by the people who created XCOM, so it's very similar to XCOM, just like I think it's like different environment, but it's the same turn-based stuff. Haven't played that yet. I have been playing Football Manager 2022, so that was on Game Pass, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do it. And took Newcastle United to 7th place in my first season. Just not a brag too much, but the 200 million transfer budget to start with definitely helps there. So looking forward to what the real Newcastle United could do in the future. It's a dangerous spiral, Football Manager. If you don't watch football, it's hard to understand. But it's just very, very addictive because it's so like Moorish, and it's kind of like everything happens so quickly. You kind of just be like, oh, 2 more games, one more transfer. Then before you know it, it'll be like 4 hours. Like the first day I got it, I think I played till about 3:30 in the morning, and I've never stayed late ever. I mean, it was Christmas time, so I kind of didn't have work and stuff. But normally I'm in bed by midnight at the latest, and literally midnight came and went, and 3 hours more came and went, and I was like, it's 3:45. I should probably go to sleep.
I said this on a few podcasts back when I had to wean myself off Football Manager. It was like a literal addiction. I was that addicted. I installed it on my work PC. Whenever the bosses weren't in, I used to just play it.
The thing is, as well, it's so easy because it's not as involved as other games.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can have it played on the side, so like you can like have a match on where you're just kind of doing something else.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. A great game.
It is a great game.
It's the first one I've actually played that has me on the mobile as well. So it's the first one I've played with the actual full gameplay and stuff. And it's fantastic.
Do you have the 3D model players, or do you have like the bird's eye view thing?
3D models.
3D.
It's just a PC game, but on the Xbox.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're playing on the Xbox.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, not on the PlayStation. It's not on PlayStation. It's only on Xbox and PC.
It's not. I think it's both. For me, it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Bad thing because it's a shame, but a good thing because it would just consume my life again.
Yeah,
like I would. The YouTube channel would just die.
GuyFarruski would be gone.
It just turned into a Football Manager channel.
Live stream Football Manager.
Yeah.
What I do like about the Xbox is the quick resume. So I played Football Manager yesterday, for the first time in about a week, and literally I hadn't even turned the console on, and it came on, and it just boom straight in, no loading time. You just click on the game, and it's exactly where you left it off. I haven't been playing my Xbox that much. I've been mainly playing PlayStation, which has been Ghost of Tsushima. Done everything except the New Game Plus. So all I've got left to do is to finish Jin's Journey. Yeah. Great game. Obviously, we all know that. And then I've also been playing Alien Fireteam Elite. The Alien Elite Fireteam, which is like a PV...
Like a 10 out of 10?
It's a 9 out of 10 difficulty.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like a PvE sort of a game where you kind of like... It's squads of 3 and you just go around and do like the alien missions. It is a looter shooter, but there's no microtransactions in it at all, and it feels so different. Like it doesn't feel like a looter shooter because they kind of aren't forcing them down any transactions down your throat. So you feel like everything can be earned naturally in the game.
Yeah,
it's so much better for it, and it looks fantastic. It's a really fun game. It's going to be tough because basically there's only like say 12 levels. You have to do each level, kind of like Devil May Cry 5. You'll do like all on normal, all on intense, all on like something else, and then all on like really, really difficult.
Yeah.
And you have to in their own stack, because you have to do them all, then all again, then all again.
Don't you have to do it with a group of people as well?
Well, yeah, you couldn't do it by yourself. It's just so hard. I've got 2 people who I've been playing it with.
Right.
One of them being my brother, one of them being my other friend, and we're pretty much determined that we're going to try and do it. I don't back down, so.
The other 2 back down though. That's the problem.
Well, the way it works is obviously one person says that they're not going to go for the platinum; they're just going to play with us, and then the other person's going for the plat. So we're going to just we're going to go for it. But it's very skill dependent, and it's very like it's not that skill dependent. It's very you have to learn the levels, and you have to be good enough and use classes to sort of beat enemies. And there's a lot of choke points. It's a lot of kind of like go to an area, defeat the aliens or whoever's there. Move on, or it'll be defend certain points, and the defending points are the hard parts. They're really, really hard because you haven't got any space to maneuver, and that's kind of like using choke points. You've been very strategic with how you play, but it's really good fun.
That would definitely not be a game for me.
I'm really enjoying it. I think just games like it's the same thing with Remnant from the Ashes. I think maybe if I played Remnant by myself, I wouldn't have fallen in love with it so much, but because I'm playing Alien with a couple of friends again, and I know any game is better with friends, but a great game with friends just cements it as a fantastic game, and that's definitely what happened with Remnant, and that's definitely what's happening with Alien as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of games.
A lot of games. You weren't kidding when you were like, you've been playing a lot of stuff.
No, I have. It's been 4 weeks, and because I'm at this stage where I haven't really been starting any new games, I've just been cleaning up games, I've been dipping my toe in the Xbox and stuff, there's been a lot of like moving parts. But before we move on though, I've got a tattoo as well.
Yeah.
For those who can't see, I can't. That's as best as it's going to go. It is Spider-Man. I can't really twist it.
Is it started scabbing yet?
No, because the guy wrapped it in like this cling
Cling
film thing, which meant that it won't scab. But it is starting to the ink seeps out a bit now, so it's not as detailed as it was. Like, if you want to put a picture, you can check my Twitter or my Instagram. But it's sore, but it's apparently won't scab. I have to have this on for another 3 days, and then I should be able to take it off, and the tattoo should be fine. Apparently.
Well, I had mine about a decade ago, so I'm not. Back then, it
changed.
You put cling film over it, and you said when you get home, but put panthen on it for the next few days. Yeah. But it always scabbed, and it always took a bit of the ink off.
I could have done that, but he said, "Well, do you want to pay £5 for the healing package, which means you won't have to worry about it for a week?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want that in my life."
If I had that option, I'd choose that.
Yeah, exactly. And the next one might be All Might.
When though? When?
I think maybe March. I might get him as well.
It's addictive, right?
Yeah. I think if I get Spider-Man and All Might, I think that might be it for a while. I just know now, having this one, how good it is, that I want him to do All Might, and he specialises in anime tattoos. That's his specialty. So like, I know you'll be able to do it exceptionally well.
I remember my first one. I told my dad, I was like, I'm just getting the one. I was 18. I'd just turned 18, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's cool." So turned 18 in May. I got it in like the day after. And by the time I reached August, I had 3.
Wow.
I just got addicted.
What did you get for your first tattoo?
It was like it's the Jin Kazama from Tekken.
Yeah.
I did like a modified version of his tattoo.
Oh right, quite a big one then.
Nah, it's only like big. It's about the same size as yours actually.
Mine took like 2 hours, and
mine took 2 hours.
It only hurt. The eyes really hurt. You had
to there are sections that hurt. This one took 2 hours. This one took like half an hour, and then one on my back took 16 hours.
No Naruto ones.
No, but I'm gonna get a sleeve at some point.
Nice.
I'm gonna get a whole sleeve of both mixed anime and like my favorite games and stuff. I'm actually thinking of tattooing my logo on, my drawing on my channel. I'm thinking of putting that on because that's kind of like Dragon Ball.
Well, I did think, I was like, if I'm still going in 5 years, I'll just get a PlatinumBro tattooed on somewhere. I was like, yeah, I might.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like just on my chest, just massive, like just a Superman sign, just with PlatinumBro in it. Okay, let's move on to our first topic. So with it being obviously the first podcast of 2022, January time, it's our time to reflect on what we want to do for the year. I've made a video on this, to be fair, talking about my trophy hunting goals, but I'll go over it quickly again. So Joel, in terms of like gaming and trophies, have you set yourself any goals for 2022?
The main two. The main one, the one that's on the top, is to finish this backlog off, so I can.
How many games?
There's quite a few left. Thing is, though, like I'm trying to bash out as many of the online ones as possible, so they don't become unobtainable. And then the single player ones, I can kind of just do at my own leisure.
Are you still running that FIFA game or not?
Yeah. I'm still. I'm just waiting for the other lad to boost songs. It's really complex how you boost, but. Hopefully I'll get that done because it's like a proper ultra rare.
Nice.
But if not, then I'll just leave it. I'm not too bothered. And then the second goal is to get PS5. I've kind of planted the seed with Emma. I was like, my birthday's coming up, and I platinum Devil May Cry 5, so I think I deserve a PlayStation 5 now.
Fair. So everything.
We'll see. I kind of caught her like checking CEX when they were getting stock in and game and stuff. So I got my fingers crossed. I got high hopes. But if she doesn't get it, I'll get it.
Yeah, fair. I'm a bit out of the loop with the PlayStation 5s at the moment because obviously I've got one. Are they more accessible now? Are they easier to get your hands on or not?
You'll get a date from when the shops are stocked up, but then obviously it's very fast once they run out. So
yeah, that's
I think they're more. I've not been really like proper, on top of it, but. I think it's fairly easy. Like a lot of people have got it now, so they don't really need another one.
Yeah, they sold was it 10 million units? They sold more PS5s so far than they have sold PlayStation 4s, which is crazy. So people are getting a hold of them. I'm sure you'll definitely get one. Hopefully next couple of months, because some games you're on the base PS4 as well, aren't you?
Pro.
Pro, because like my brother's got a base PS4. I'm playing Alien Fireteam with, and literally, like, it's ridiculously slow. It's like, it's scary.
I imagine it's ridiculously loud as well.
It's not. The PS4 Pro was ridiculous. Its PS4 is not as loud. It's still loud, but It's definitely like so noticeable now how slow everything is. Like it takes him like an extra 2 minutes to get into the game, just to start in the game, even longer. I might just sort of stand about and like, but hopefully you get one because you will. For performance alone, it's fantastic, and obviously you've got all those PS5 games that there's plenty now. Maybe 6 months ago or there wasn't that many games, or there was, but there's now a substantial library of games you can and can't play.
It's the catching up I need to do as well of all the games that I've missed out on.
Which ones do you want to play? Have you got any in mind?
Yeah, Demon Souls, Miles Morales,
Astrobot.
That has to be done like a showcase for the controller. That's a must. But it's mostly those two.
Yeah, I really want to play Demon Souls as well. To be fair, I set myself a goal last year of saying I want to platinum one some software game every year. But I don't know if it should just be Sekiro this year or Demon Souls.
Definitely Sekiro.
That'll come under my goals anyway. So have you not set yourself any goals like number of trophies or number of platinums or?
No, I don't like doing that because then if I don't reach the goal, I kind of feel disappointed, kind of feel down on myself. So I think just clearing the backlog is going to be the main one. Just hammering away at that on those unfinished games. I'm almost at 80% completion on my channel on my profile and PSN profiles. So it's not something that I look to, but it's not something I obsess about. But it's nice to see it go up.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good just to see it. Like look at it and go, 90%, 80% even. It's a good number, good round number. Well, I want to get 99% completion this year. I'm at 98.7. And the problem is every time I play a new game, it goes down. So like I think I was at 98.85 before. And then I started Alien Fireteam, I down like 98.5. So it's like getting very particular. So I kind of need to like finish a few of the games I've left. So I need to finish the Alien Fireteam and Untitled Goose Game. And then I think if I do Crash Bandicoot, which is on 27%, that'll bump us up to 99%, I think. So I've set I actually made a video of 10 games I want to platinum this year. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But Crash Bandicoot is one of them.
It's going to be torture, that.
I just said I want to do Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. I want to do them all, and I want to do one each year. So I've set a few challenges for game series. Crash Bandicoot. I do want to do a From Software game. Is it going to be Elden Ring? If everyone loves it, I could just jump straight Elden Ring. Because I don't know how I feel about Dark Souls. There's probably going to be like Sekiro, Demon Souls, Elden Ring. There's the next 3 years.
Sekiro isn't that long, to be fair.
Yeah, but
once you grasp the mechanics, it's all right. There's a few cheesy like tools you can use as well. Like, the umbrella's pretty OP.
Isn't there a few levels where you can make bosses just commit suicide as well?
The hardest boss in the game you can. I'm not sure if they patched that actually. They may have patched it now.
God.
I hope they haven't, for your sake. You spend the whole game like, and the game's basically telling you, do not play this game like Dark Souls. Do not play this game like Dark Souls. Then you get to this final boss, and it's like you have to beat this boss pretty much like playing Dark Souls.
Wow.
But it's kind of a
what a troll.
It's a troll. It's a troll boss for sure.
I've only set myself a goal of 15 platinums this year, because I don't want to play. I know I'm not going to be playing any like really fast games, and there's a few like 10-hour games here and there scattered through. But like you, I didn't want to set myself too big of a goal, but I just thought I should set myself a goal. But I want Spider-Man Remastered to be my 500th platinum. But I'm actually quite far away from it because I'm like 35 platinums away, which is probably like 2 years away, and then Spider-Man 2 will probably be out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I need to maybe like just play a few like I don't know Walking Dead games to sort of.
How many platinums are you on now?
463.
So why don't you do it as your 475 and then have maybe Spider-Man 2 as your 500th?
I could do that. But the only reason why I want to do it as my 500th is because Spider-Man was actually my 50th platinum, so it'd be my 50th and then my 500th.
Oh,
so it's like, right. But does it really matter?
In that logic, wouldn't Spider-Man 2 be your 5,000th platinum?
Yeah, exactly. That would take some time. I don't think no one has that many plats. That would be horrendous.
Not yet.
No, exactly. Probably next year.
Yeah.
Or the year after.
I'd say the year after. I think they're on like 2,000 now.
No, I've seen someone with like 3,000.
Have you? Already?
I think so. I'm sure I have.
Oh yeah, the stacks and stuff.
Yeah, with stacks and stuff. I literally went on the top leaderboards because I actually lost my I don't know if you saw on the Discord, but I actually lost my trophies. Yeah. Sort of died yesterday. So for some reason, I only had 20 platinums in the PSNP. So I was like, I'm just gonna check leaderboards, see if anyone else has had this problem. And I saw how many people at the top of the UK had, I'm sure someone had like 3,500, 3,300 platinums. So I was like, Jesus Christ, you done like 9 true platinums today.
I saw a comment on your Discord that just made me like laugh out loud, literally laugh out loud.
Which one?
And it was the one where you said, I can only see 65 platinums, and somebody put, well, if you take off your grubby ones, you probably only have 65 platinums.
True. I actually replied saying, no, I probably only have 5. It was my reply. God, people always burn me for my easy plat. God, it makes me want to go back to the warmth of those easy platinums. They never judged me. They were just there to take my money and give me a shiny platinum. Okay, we'll move on. What about the channel? Any goals for GuyFarruski?
It's far fetched, and maybe not far fetched. I don't know. It's still the beginning of the year. I'm aiming to have 5K subscribers by the end of the year. That's the long term goal. Short term goal is just to have a consistent upload schedule. And I've been like all over the place with uploads. Like some months I upload like 3 videos, other months I don't upload any, and then the next month I upload 2, and then the month after I upload 4. So I'm wanting to have at least 1 video a week.
I think if you do 1 video a week, I think you get 5K. 1 video a week is hard, just for people who obviously don't make YouTube videos and stuff. It is quite time consuming. Videos can take anywhere from like 5 to 10. I find 10 hours to make. Yeah. So it's a lot of time you've got to put aside. And that's not including like just maintaining the YouTube channel, replying to YouTube comments, and like being active in your Discords, on Twitter and stuff. Like there's a lot of moving parts that you don't really factor into being part of being a YouTuber, but actually there is. I'd probably say I'd spend easily 10 hours a week on Discord. I would say I'd probably spend 5 hours a week replying to YouTube comments.
Yeah.
It's just there's lots going on.
Yeah. Yesterday my plan was to record 2 videos. I recorded 1, and then I'd forgotten I'd scheduled a...
Oh, 1 sec. Joe, your audio's gone.
Completely?
No, it's back. It's back.
All right.
Start again.
Yeah, so yesterday I was meant to record 2 videos. I recorded 1, and then it just slipped my mind that I'd scheduled a video for 5. And then once that video got released, I just spent the rest of the time just replying to comments and, changing things on the channel, like to the front page and this, that, and the other, social media and this, that, and the other. And then I just didn't have time to record the second video. You don't realize how much time it takes to just maintain everything.
It is hard.
So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope you can do it, buddy. I have faith in you.
I hope I can as well.
I set myself a goal of being saying 10,000 subs. I think I probably could. I think I'll hit that pretty fast. But I didn't want to sit too high of a goal. But I think I might say like 12k subs for the year would be nice.
I say 20.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's all like I said this before. I said in the video when I actually spoke about this. You shouldn't try and fixate on goals that are outside of your control. So like, for example, Joel saying his goal is 1 video a week. That's something you very much have control over. Whereas 5k subs you don't have control over. So it's better to focus on things you can control than things you can't. So really, I just want to keep learning from the channel, because sometimes you do a video and it'll do really well, and then other times you do a video and it'll do poorly. And it's about learning why videos do poorly and trying to understand what you did right, what you did wrong. Was the thumbnail right? Was the video actually boring? Blah, blah, blah. I think I just want to try and keep making better videos that fit the viewership, that fit you guys, and try and keep up 2 videos a week. But it has been hard with work at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Yeah, I think you can. By the way, if he does reach 20k subs by the end of the year, you heard it here first. I called it.
Joel called it.
I called it.
Let's move on to our topic. So we do actually have a trophy hunting topic today.
Aha.
So the topic was suggested from our patron, one of our patrons, which is what I'm going to paraphrase. He didn't ask it in this way, but the question was, which do we think between us is more impressive? A long, grindy platinum, which takes say 150 hours plus, or a really difficult skill-based trophy list, which is a lot shorter. So I think the example we'll use for this is something like Devil May Cry 5, and which was what, 9 out of 10, which is like 50 hours platinum, 60 hours? Or something like Fortnite, which is like 1,000 hours, or Friday the 13th, which is 1,000 hours. What do you think, Joel?
I always go skill-based as more impressive. Time is not everybody has time, but it's not hard. It's just how much patience you have.
I agree. I think it's hard because I think it depends on the grind and depends on the difficulty. So like, 1,000 hours to me is really, really impressive. I think it shows a lot of dedication. I think it shows a lot of like resilience and be able to keep going and doing something really mundane. What I say if we compare Devil May Cry 5 to say Skyrim, which is a 150 hour platinum, I would say that's not comparable because 150 hours is a long time, but it's not like insufferable. Whereas 1,000 hours to me is a lot. But then again, it depends. If it's a game that's impossible, then that's really impressive. Again, I think it depends on the scale of the difficulty and the scale of the grind. So maybe we should rechange it then and say Super Meat Boy or Fortnite. Super Meat Boy being one of the hardest games on PlayStation, but it's only a 60, 70 hour platinum. And then Fortnite. I would say on that circumstance that actually Super Meat Boy is more impressive because you can always... Fortnite is obtainable for everybody, eventually. Super Meat Boy isn't. There's a skill limit required to beat this game, and not everyone has it. So when you have it, you show that you are an incredibly skilled platformer gamer.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for me, it's. I'm not saying grindy platinums aren't impressive because they still are, but if you're going to compare the two, it's definitely going to be the skill one for me.
Yeah, I agree. That's not to discourage anyone who's going for the Fortnite Platinum right now, because if you are,
definitely
Godspeed, Spider-Man. I would love to have one like that, but I just don't think I've got the time anymore. I don't think I've got the attention span and the determination.
I just don't think I like the game enough. You know, if I enjoyed the game, if I loved the game, let's say Bloodborne was 1,000 hour platinum, or let's say Bloodborne there was a mode that took you like 1,000 hours. I think I'd probably do it because I love Bloodborne so much. Wow. It's just how much enjoyability you get from the game.
Yeah,
it's always going to be a lot worse if you're playing a game that you don't like and you have to grind.
Yeah,
because you want to get that platinum and you're just hating every second of it.
Yeah, well, if you look at even things like when the first party games by Sony, they introduced like a New Game Plus trophy. It's only one silver trophy and it's say 50 hours or 30 hours. Like Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, like, or I know God of War doesn't have one, but if they did one, like they're all such good games, I wouldn't mind jumping in there for 40 hours. However, so Watch Dogs Legion has a New Game Plus trophy, and I'm on 99% completion. It's only one trophy I don't have, and I think it's actually finishing the game on the new hardest difficulty.
Right,
it's one silver trophy, and I know it's about 40 hours, and I'm like, I am not going near that. I'm gonna take that hit on my completion percentage and not go for it.
Is that DLC?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, exactly. It's one silver trophy for 30 to 40 hours of your life for a game that I didn't enjoy. Like that was when I knew my limit was met. Definitely. But games that you enjoy, yeah, fair. Like Spider-Man New Game Plus was no big deal for me. I'm going to play the whole game again on PS5, and I'm going to do the New Game Plus again because I want to do it all.
Yeah.
But if you played like, for example, Friday the 13th, which is I can't imagine it being an enjoyable 1,000 hour platinum. I really can't.
And it depends on how much you like the game. It's like Dead by Daylight. People love Dead by Daylight. I never got into Dead by Daylight. I don't really like the game itself, but there's people with well over 1,000 hours on that game now.
Wow.
Like way over 1,000 hours, just because they love the game.
Well, yeah, if you think of like Call of Duty and stuff, people play that for thousands of hours. It'd be someone who's playing Call of Duty 40 hours a week and have done for the past 10 years, to be fair. So
yeah.
But that's the whole thing with the really grindy platinums. They tend to be... There comes a point where they aren't fun anymore. Like, yeah, you know, multiplayer is different. Like a 1,000 hour multiplayer game is different because it's kind of... The game itself is dynamic. Whereas... If you're just boosting, for example, like Friday the 13th or Fortnite, I don't know what you do for Fortnite, but for say Friday the 13th, you're just boosting. It's actually incredibly mundane. Like I couldn't have done Resident Evil 6. That online took me 30 hours of boosting. I couldn't do that for 500 hours. There's no way in hell I would be able to do that.
You know, all this grinding is. I've only got one game in my mind that's just like insane.
Which is what?
Diablo 2.
Oh, well, yeah. I suppose that someone's platinumed that game, so we did our Platinum Awards our last episode. Yeah. We said Diablo 2 still hadn't been platinumed. I'm pretty sure 2 people now have platinumed that game.
It's 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's insane.
Insane.
Probably what might be one of the most impressive platinums now. But that's going. I know Crypto the Necrodancer is definitely the most impressive platinum in the world.
Yeah, but that's only reserved for like a very small percentage of people because it's skill based. Like Diablo 2 is skill based up to a certain point, but Wooly said something in the Discord which is true, and it's if in the permadeath mode you can just grind out the levels. It'll take longer, but you can just grind out the levels with lower level enemies.
Yeah,
rather
well,
than put yourself at risk.
yeah, I wouldn't say I can't imagine it being a 10 out of 10 then if that's the case, because you can always things as well. You can always make a backup save, so you could make a backup save on your on the cloud every 2 hours, so that
Yeah.
if anything happens, you've always got a save to go back to. Because that's why when I did Diablo 3, I did the permadeath, and I think it's 5 chapters, and I just after every chapter I just made a backup save in case anything happened.
Yeah.
So there's ways and means around it, but and you know, as someone I haven't played Diablo 2, obviously I played Diablo 3, and towards the end, you're so powerful that you don't even have to worry about dying.
Yeah.
You just don't worry about it because it's like no one's going to touch us anyway. No one can actually harm me. And you can just walk through levels. And the way Diablo is, for those who don't know, is like you join the world and then there's like 10 difficulties. So the higher difficulty, the more rewards you get. But you do all the same levels again and again and again. So it's kind of like you can just play the game on hard, which is the third hardest difficulty, instead of the 10th. And yeah, lower speed enemies, but you're just immortal basically. You can't be touched because you're so powerful. You just one-shot every single enemy, no matter who they are. But it would take you obviously considerably longer, 3-4 times as long.
But then imagine if you don't do that.
Yeah, the risk.
And then you die, and you have to start from scratch.
Yeah, terrible.
Playing it safe I think is better in that case.
Okay, let's move on to our next section, which is just basically, with it being the first one of the year, I asked some questions. I asked the question from patrons if they want to ask us any questions about things we've been up to as of late. So we've got a couple of questions here. And one, of course, the first one we got asked, which is, what anime have we been watching lately? Have you been watching much, Joel? I mean, imagine you're watching it every day, but...
Yeah, pretty much every night. I've caught up with My Hero Academia.
All season 5?
Season 5.
Oh.
I'm all caught up with that. And then after that, I've just been catching up with Cowboy Bebop.
Have you finished Bleach?
Yeah, finished Bleach.
Okay.
I've got a video on that out soon of like my opinions and what's to come, because there's a new season coming out this year, which is meant to conclude the series, because the series concluded in a pretty ridiculous way. But will this be like Bleach has got a very weird pattern of like doing the arcs, so I'm not sure if this is going to be like the final nail in the coffin or if it's going to be like the redemption. We'll see.
So when did you finish My Hero? Because I'm watching that as well now. I'm on the third or fourth last episode.
Only about last week.
Oh, right, okay.
Recent.
We'll obviously not spoil it. Season 5's been pretty weak, I thought, personally. I haven't finished the whole season. So if anything happens in the last 4 episodes...
I think, season 5 is more like a build-up season for the villain, for the main villain.
Yeah.
Where I think we're going to see... Because obviously, it's no secret he's going to be the main villain. He's going to be Deku's nemesis.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And I think with season 5, they're kind of building up to the point how it's going to become that. Because he's got a pretty powerful power, but it's not very useful because you need to literally be touching.
Yeah. And
the way we see Deku evolve, he's got his air flick, which is long range, so he wouldn't be a threat to him then. And then obviously he's developing all these new powers now, so it's the end is pretty brutal.
Now I've got to wait just so, because My Hero season 5 came out in 2020, so I think it'll be almost 2022, and it'll be this year then, hopefully. When
this year, yeah, it's coming out this year.
Will it be episodic, or do they just dump it all in dub?
I think it's episodic,
Oh no.
I think it's episodic.
Might just have to wait and just wait it's all out.
I do that. Attack on Titan started, and I've been waiting for it all to be out so I can just binge.
Fair. I have rewatched a few of the films My Hero just because my brother's a little bit behind. So we rewatched the first My Hero film, which is Two Heroes, which is fantastic. They're all pretty good. I've only watched the first 2, so I haven't watched the new one, the third one.
Okay.
Isn't
there an All Might standalone one?
No. I don't think so.
Is it not?
Have you watched them?
I've not watched any of the movies.
I should watch them. They are good. There's really good stuff. There's really good moments with All Might in the first season, the first film, which obviously you don't see a great deal of them anyway. So it's pretty fantastic. I'm obviously My Hero is probably my favorite anime I've ever watched. Probably one of my favorite series I've ever watched. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
It is good. I
started watching The Blue Exorcist. Have you heard of it?
That's pretty good.
I've
watched that. That's pretty good.
I've got a couple episodes in. It's kind of... I'll not spoil it for anybody because I don't really know enough about it to spoil it. It's about some kid who turns out to be like a demon.
Yeah.
And he's like got this cool sword, and he kind of just goes and fights demons. That's all I can really say so far, because I've only watched 2 episodes. It's quite a slow build up.
It is, yeah.
It is pretty fantastic.
It is good. It is good. I'm not sure what's going on with that, by the way, because it's.
I thought it was.
I'm not sure when season 3 is out.
Oh, I was told it actually concludes quite well. No.
Kind of. It concludes open. Like it's not like the end of the end of the series. It kind of finishes as if there's going to be a follow up after it. It's not. I can't see it being the end of the whole series.
Because that was made in 2017, so it's taken it's 5 years since they made last season. That usually to me tells me that they're pretty much done with it.
It's a shame with a lot of anime like that. There's a lot of anime that I've started watching, and there's always that little hope that it's going to come back. Obviously, Berserk isn't going to come back. Have you watched Berserk?
No.
Berserk is incredible, so good, but it's a shame that it most likely won't get an end because obviously
Is that on Netflix?
The creators died.
Or Funimation? I might think of a different
probably Funimation. You can watch it anywhere though because it's pretty old. Like the first season was in like 96.
Oh wow!
And then they kind of remade the series in like a CGI art style, which I personally don't like. I prefer the art style from the old one, like 1,000 times. But the story itself is really, really good. Oh. Really good.
Okay, fair play. I've got so many to watch. Such a big backlog. I want to play Scarlet Nexus because apparently it's a really good anime game.
I want to play that.
But also they've made an anime to go after it. I think it's set after the game or a prequel to the game. It looks really good. Looks really flashy, and I think I've been watching so much anime at the moment that I've kind of just want to get stuck into a good anime game because I don't think I've really played a great anime game for a long time. Anyway,
there aren't many out, to be fair.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, of course.
Yeah, but if you take away that studio, though, because they're the ones that created the Naruto games, take away that studio, they created Naruto, Kakarot, and Demon Slayer. You take away that, you're not left with a lot of very good anime games.
No,
I think that it's lacking a bit in that department, the gaming industry. It's usually just a 2D fighter, or
so bad.
It's like One Piece does, which is like a Dynasty Warriors type game.
Yeah,
which is kind of. Yeah, all right. It's all right for people who like the genre. But
so, have you played the My Hero phone game?
No.
So I downloaded it. It's like 3 gigs. So like for a phone, my phone's like 64 gigs, and it was too much. I had to delete it. And obviously it's heavily ruined with microtransactions, but it plays really well. Like,
what is it though?
It's kind of like a brawler, like a 3D brawler. So you kind of like you pick one. You have 3 teams of 3. And you come down and basically you can I think it's teams of 3, and you control one character, and then the other 2 are just supporting characters. You kind of run around. You can use their powers. You start with Deku and like Kaminari, which is an electric guy, and somebody else, and like you can use them to help you as you fight. And like it's just a lot of fast movement and stuff. It's quite fluid for a mobile game. And I remember playing and thinking, I would probably play this on PS4. It's so much better than the My Hero Justice games look, because they look just garbage. And I played One Punch Man last year, and that game was, even though I love One Punch Man, game sucked so much. It was just not a great game. It was just you know the type of game. They barely put any lines in. There's no voiceovers. They just poorly retell the story of a season without any like cutscenes. It's like, oh my god. Yeah. Like, it's not made for the fans, and if you have never watched my One Punch Man, just never play this game because you'll not know what's going on and you'll just think it's terrible.
Games like that, they always feel like cash grabs. They always feel like they want to ride the train of the anime, the hype the anime gets, and they're just like, just pump out just anything, and people lap it up because of the name.
12-month turnaround.
Yeah,
probably, and as well, they always like maintain their price for so long because like they don't make a lot of them. Okay, we'll bring like 1 million units to the UK, if that, like 10,000. So like One Punch Man was like £50 until like last year. And it's like a 5-year-old game.
Crazy.
So yeah, I know. I watched this. What's the one with all them? Where they all come in the shonen game?
Jump Force.
Jump Force. I've heard quite mixed things about that because I know like Deku's in that, All Might's in that. Obviously, you've got Yugi, Naruto.
It's unobtainable very soon though.
Yeah, I'll not be going for it, but that kind of looks good. The idea of it.
It looked alright, and then all the reviews put me off.
Really?
Because they were so mixed. Because some people were like, oh, it's really amazing. Then other people, there wasn't like a middle ground. It was either it's absolutely incredible or it's absolute garbage. There was no middle ground from anybody. It was like you either love it. It's like The Marmite, you call it.
Yeah, Marmite, yeah.
Yeah, you either love it or you hate it, and it's like, do I really want to spend money on a game that I may hate?
Yeah, I think if a lot of people hate it, there's definitely reasons why.
Yeah.
What put me off, which is really trivial, is the fact that it's all in Japanese. I was like, I want, if it's English dub, I'm going to buy it. I'll just set myself, if I can hear Naruto face off with Deku, or All Might face off with Goku in English dub, or Kaiba versus Yugi in English, I was like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to love it. Because I think now I've watched most of the main animes in that. So I wouldn't even know which playable character I'd want to play as, because obviously there's Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh!, My Hero. I know there's a few other ones, but for me that would be enough to be like, which character do I actually want to play as? Because there's so many.
It's done well. Like the graphics are pretty good. They're pretty interesting. It's like a mix between anime and real life.
Yeah,
kind of that in between, which looks better than what I thought. But yeah, it's just all the reviews just put me off. It's just too uncertain. And obviously now, because it's unobtainable, it's kind of like,
nah, not about that life.
I'll leave it.
So one other thing I have been watching is a film called Akira, which came out in 1992. It's kind of about this this kid who develops psychic powers, pretty much. And it's kind of like about what it means to be a psychic, I suppose. And Joel's already seen it as well. Don't want to spoil it for you, but it's a really, really old film. It's quite deep, I would say. Like, as someone who's just come off... Sorry?
Quite gory.
Oh, it's brutal. There's some really horrible deaths and stuff in it. But for somebody who's kind of like, just finished watching My Hero, everyone's like, yeah, power of friendship, fighting each other, blah, blah, blah. Then be like, watching people get their heads blown off. And then having people like transcend into different levels of thought. And you're like...
It's very, very deep.
And some of the stuff was like just going over my head. And I was like, oh, okay, so he's gone there. It's a bit weird. He's kind of somewhere different now. But why? And it just doesn't really tell you, and it just expects you to kind of... It doesn't really explain why.
I think it leaves it kind of open. It kind of leaves it open into the viewer, like, what would you do? It's very realistic. Like, if you were living the life of the kid who developed those powers, and then all of a sudden you had this immense power, like, how would you react to it?
Yeah, because the power he gets is kind of like, it's like telepathic, so it's like, you can just manipulate pretty much everything.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane, the power he has. But it's not. He's not a good guy. So the thing is, like, there's kind of a good guy in it, but he's not the main character at all. He's kind of like a side character. So it kind of just kind of flips the traditional story on its head, and kind of just rather than focus on a character being a good guy, it just tells a story. It says these are the characters in it, and there's also like stuff about like politics and like the army and stuff, how they're affecting the politicians and stuff, and it's like really complicated. It's set in this like cyberpunk world, and it's people I watched it with thought it was absolutely amazing. I think it was pretty good. I thought it was a bit complicated for me.
It is pretty complex, yeah.
Yeah, and dark. And someone who I'm just not really vibing with really, really dark stuff at the moment. I kind of need that light.
I was going to say you'd enjoy Death Note, but maybe not. Well, actually, Death Note has a bit of light as well. Death Note's really good. Death Note is kind of like Akira in the way it tells its story.
Right, okay.
Like, it doesn't focus on a hero. It focuses more on an anti-hero, and it also shows you like what people like you and me would do if we had a book that could kill people. If you wrote down their names, it would it makes you think a bit. Like, if you had that power in your hands, how would you use it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when we see people with power and like superheroes and stuff, we just see like they're good, like the Avengers and Superman and this, that, and the other. Most of the time, they're doing good. But what if they didn't?
Complicated questions.
The consequences. I like mind, like get my mind blown like that sometimes. Have you seen The Boys? You need to watch The Boys. The Boys is like with our world now, with social media and stuff. What would superheroes be like if they were in our world now? And it's just such an amazing series.
It's like just egotistical maniacs, isn't it? Basically,
it's so good.
I'm sure I read the guy who wrote The Boys and produced it, and when I directed, said he actually hates superheroes. So like, because I know there's this whole thing with, if you watch the anime Invincible,
yeah,
like that's a story, and that was like a spin on Superman basically. But the guy who wrote it, I can't remember his name. He was like, is it Simon Miller? Maybe he said like, I love superheroes, but this is kind of what I think could go wrong. Whereas the guy who made The Boys has been like, I hate superheroes, and this is why, because this is what they would do. And it's like, yeah, fair. I respect that.
Yeah.
I do know I need to watch it. I think, is season 3 coming out this year, or they're still filming?
I think they're still filming.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, get it watched.
Get it watched.
Get it watched, definitely.
Okay, we'll move on. We've been talking about anime for like 15 minutes there. So, you know, it's the first one, guys, 2022. We're just settling in. You know, today's a bit of a more of a scattered, casual, free-flowing conversation than actual structured conversation. We'll save those for when we have guests.
Yeah.
So another question we got asked, which I think will maybe shed some light on how on YouTube really is. How close are either of us towards quitting our full-time jobs and going YouTube full-time?
I don't know how far I am, but I know I'm nowhere near.
Yeah, I agree. It's I am a long way away. I think probably like years. I would say.
And if Lewis is a long way away, then I'm even a longer way away.
I would say I'm like, it's hard. It's really hard to predict. YouTube's so up and down as well. You don't really get much money off it anyway. And I think I would have to be in a situation where it's hard because you can do a video that just does so poorly, and then it can like affect the algorithm, and it's just such a risk. I would probably say
it's the uncertainty.
Yeah.
I think it's only really safe. It would only really be safe to like quit your job when you'd be like around 100k.
I don't even think then, because sometimes you see channels with 100k which only get 10k views per video. I think you need to be setting like an average monthly viewership.
It's the background things that happen. There's not many YouTubers that a lot of people think that YouTubers live off the revenue, and there's not many that do. There's not many that can. No. YouTubers usually live off the sponsorships they usually get, Patreon, merch, and the other like side bits they do.
Yeah,
there's not many that can sustain themselves on YouTube revenue alone, because it's not that much at all.
No.
And obviously with people using ad blockers and stuff, if you use ad blockers, the ads won't run, so YouTubers won't get paid for it.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything. Like I use ad blockers, so I can't say anything against it. So I can understand why they're very annoying, especially the way they do it now, where it's like you can watch the video after these 2 ads are finished, and they're like 15 seconds each, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
That's tough. That's very tough. I think certain businesses, the bigger channels, just have them on.
Yeah.
So like, you can't skip them at all, because you actually have a choice on what ads you want to run on your channel if you didn't know that. But it's kind of like, you can just kind of tick like, I imagine you're the same, Joel, I just kind of tick yes to all. So it'll change for every person. So you might watch one of mine, you might get a longer one, you might get a shorter ad.
Yeah.
But I feel like IGN and stuff, they always have just permanently on the non-skippable ads. I mean, obviously don't watch IGN very often.
It may change depending on your subscriber count, because obviously the higher the subscriber, the more people that watch you, the more likely they are to put ads that you can't skip, because obviously they're going to get more money for it.
I remember reading someone's video of I read something that consumed something part of media that said you should never, if you're like running your own business, you should be earning like 1.5 times your current salary before you are prepared to leave your full-time employment, because of the uncertainty. Because you just don't know. Like, even if you could earn your salary 1 month, then you could earn half that the next month. So it's like, can you afford to live on less than what you're living on now? So you should be making sure that it is more, which is just so hard to actually achieve. I mean, I think you got to be positive about it. Like, the thing is that you don't make YouTube videos for years because you're doing it for the money, but you don't. Like, especially like, you see people who maybe quit a job and they spend, a year of doing it non-stop, but they're doing it for the money. But if you're just doing it quite casually, like me and Joel, it's not like it's an end goal for me. I mean, if I can make a bit of money which can help you buy some cameras and buy some video games for the channel, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm happy with that level of income from it. Obviously, it's what the Patreon's for as well, so that helps a lot as well. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I don't really see long term. I think it would take us probably, I'd be like 5 years. I think 4 or 5 years.
So you can quit your job.
Yeah, but who knows? Obviously, everything's uncertain.
The big question for me is, would I do it? even if I did make, let's say, the same amount I do as my current job, it's just that fear of anything can go wrong. One, you don't have a pension when you're on YouTube. You have to think of that.
You can make your own private one.
What about after? And then 2, it's very inconsistent. like you said, you could make £50 in a month, and then the next month you could make 15. How would you deal with that fluctuation all the time?
But I suppose if it's your passion, Joel, it's worth doing. I think if I was
my passion is also like having a roof over my head,
and
being able to have 3 meals a day.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm saying, like, even if I was earning the money that I earn from my full-time job, I don't think I'd be like, there's risks, there's so much risk there, which is why I'd want to be earning more. But
it's a hard question. I suppose it's not something that would be like an instant decision. I suppose it'd be a decision of like having that consistency throughout like 1 year.
Yeah, because then as well, you can save up money as well, can't you? If you've got like some income from your full-time job, then a bit of income from a side job, you can then save up to be like, okay, now I'm going to take the leap. I'm going to, spend 6 months. I've got 6 months worth of salary saved. I can go for it.
You can experiment, I suppose. Yeah. You can have that money aside just in case things go wrong. You can sustain yourself for that. Yeah. Period that you won't be working.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can go from there.
Not a very straightforward question, unfortunately, though, for the person who asked that. We're here for the fun, though. We're being positive, and we're just, we do it because we love it. We do this podcast because we like chatting to each other, like listen to what you guys have to say about whatever garbage we're rambling.
Yeah, I've said it before. I'm just here for the ride.
Just here for the ride. Here for a good time.
Yeah,
not long time.
It. Whatever happens, happens. I kind of go with the flow. I don't really plan too far ahead.
I'm a planner, and I've been told a lot, like, it's not. It can seem like a good thing at times to add control and structure to your life, but you get stuck up in the plans. And what they say in the army, like, a plan's only as good until you land first contact with the enemy. Then a plan goes up and vanishes. So it's kind of the same. It's like you set plans, and you have to understand that they're only ever just ballparks. They're just guidance. They're never going to be a step-by-step plan. You have to be able to improvise, overcome the doubts.
There's a lot of people, like my parents are like that. They usually they'll create a plan for a plan for a plan, and like different scenarios, and I kind of I'll cross that bridge if I ever come to it, because it's pointless in me stressing about something if it's never going to happen. I prefer to just stress about it when it happens and then get a solution for it then, rather than be stressful all the time because of how many things that could happen and what can go wrong. And it's like, life's too short to be worried about things like that. I think I spent too long when I was younger doing that, and it kind of just gets you nowhere. Just go with the flow. Have like a plan, so you're not, make sure your bills are paid. The essentials. Make sure that's covered. Like, no doubt about that. But anything after that, just kind of go with it.
I think sometimes people get, and I'm guilty of this, like, overthink paralysis, where you're thinking so much that you actually don't act.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but I need to do this first, and before you know it, you've like wasted days and days, and like, sometimes it's better just to go for it and hope for the best. That's what I did with YouTube when I started. I was like, okay, I need to learn some things, but nah, I'm just going to make some terrible videos and just put them up there.
And look at you now.
And look at me now, still making terrible videos, but more people are watching them. So winning, I suppose, in some small way. Okay, let's move on to our final thing, which is just another question. Which is a question actually about our Patreon content. So, I'm asking if me or Joel have any plans of including any like future things with the patrons. So I do like a monthly call on Discord with my patrons, and we just like 2-3 hours talk about video games, whatever anyone's playing. It's been good crack, good banter. I think I'm gonna keep it the same. Actually, Adam McDermott gave me that idea, to be fair, because he does it like every week, I think, or first Sunday of every month or something. And I think going forward, me and Joel spoke about maybe like putting on the uncut version of the podcasts on the Patreon, like rather than being like this will be about an hour, but we'll talk for like 20 minutes before we even start and stuff. That might be something for potential. What about yourself, Joel?
I think I may do the same thing as what you do. Like, I know I have anime night on the Discord, but I think maybe have like just a little hangout day for just patrons. I
like it. There's normally like for me 10 to 15 people join and just sit in Discord, play some video games. Everyone talks about what they've been playing, and it's just good little. It's good. Not everyone wants to speak. Some people just sit there quite quietly and just are happy to listen.
Which is
some people are happy to just chat endlessly. But that's just who they are, and it's good. It's good crack. I would recommend you do it, Joel. I'll jump in.
Yeah, I'm seriously thinking of doing that, and I've been thinking of doing merch. Not to make money, but just merchandise that I can use for my channel. And then if people want to get it, then they can get it. But I'm not looking at.
I'll have 3, every color: blue, silver, Black. Green from the Xbox.
I still don't know like exactly the designs I'm gonna do, but yeah, I'm thinking of like instead of just like wearing normal clothes, just having like clothes with my merchandise on it. Just
get a bandana. It's a green bandana with just GuyFarruski's sign on. That'd be like amazing.
Like just do videos blindfolded.
Yeah. And again, a necklace with just a massive GuyFarruski logo.
Just a chain.
Yeah. Do you know like how Geralt from Witcher has like a little wolf one? Just that,
wolf,
but like times 20. A massive GuyFarruski medallion.
One that spins.
Yeah, spin it around. Yeah, be amazing. I would buy that. Special order, special request. Give it. You send it people for free if they ever platinum Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah,
you get gifted it or the bandana. I think we should all agree that a bandana or a headband, like a sports headband, they always prepare a green one. Just GuyFarruski right there
with the G.
The G, yeah.
Any
closing statements, Joel, or we'll wrap things up?
No, I think we can. In case you didn't know, I platinum Devil May Cry 5.
You did.
Just thought I'd leave that there. I don't think I mentioned it in this podcast.
Where's your other sandwich? I just realised you haven't eaten that sandwich.
I haven't eaten the sandwich. Cold. It's a bacon butty. I don't mind eating it cold. It's all right.
Ketchup or brown sauce? Both. Neither.
Brown sauce.
Brown sauce. Good shout. I like either. To be fair, I'm not fussy.
I like either. I sometimes mix it up as well. I do like half with ketchup, half with brown sauce. I'm not neglecting one.
Live life on the edge. I like ketchup because it's a little bit sweeter, and I'm all for that sweet sauce. And if you like, brown sauce is only an English thing, isn't it?
Yeah. I never knew brown sauce existed until I moved to England.
So for those people who don't know what that is, it's kind of like a tart ketchup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very vinegary.
Yeah,
but it works.
It's
like
nice.
It works. Yeah,
go with the breakfast.
It works.
Yeah. And on that, we'll wrap things up. Of course, thank you, Joel, for coming on. Do not forget to check out Joel's channel, GuyFarruski. Links are down below. I'd like to thank you, the viewer, for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.